Good morning. Today I will tell a story from the Jataka tales. These are very, 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 very old Indian tales. Today's story is a famous story. It is called The Golden Deer. It goes as this. In a forest there lived a golden deer with another 500 deer. His horns were silver and his tail was like that of a yak. He was as big as a colt. The forest fell under the vicinity of a king who was very fond of deer meat. He commanded his people to leave their work and accompany him to the forest every day to hunt deer. The people were tired of the bothersome daily exercise. They thought of a plan. They drove all the deer into the royal garden and approached the king. "Your Majesty," they said, "our daily work suffers on account of our daily trips to the forest. We have driven all the deer into the royal garden. Now you could hunt them at your leisure." Thus the people got rid of their daily hunting trips with the king, who was only too happy at having so many deer in the garden. He was even more delighted to see a golden deer among the lot, and at once granted him impunity. Now the king would come to the garden with his bow and arrows and kill a deer every day. When the deer saw the king, they would run for their lives. Some of them got injured in the stampede and a few even died. Thus their numbers diminished fast. They got really distressed. They made a representation to the golden deer and told him their tale of woe. They decided, if we must die, we will rather not be killed by an arrow. We will surrender to the king, one each every day. And thus every day a deer presented itself to the king. Once it was a pregnant doe's turn. She thought, if my little one is born, there will be two of us for the king. Let someone else go instead of me today. She conveyed her wish to the golden deer, who said, "Very well, you may relax. I will make another arrangement." That day, he went to surrender himself to the king, who was surprised to see him. "My dear, didn't I grant you impunity? Why do you come here?" the king asked. The golden deer replied, "Your Majesty, I just cannot bear the sorrow of the pregnant doe's death. Therefore I have come to sacrifice myself for her sake. Your Majesty, please do not take it otherwise." The king said, "My dear golden deer, I never saw such forgiveness, loving kindness, and compassion in human beings. I am pleased with you. Get up. I grant impunity to you and the pregnant doe." "Your Majesty, what about the others?" "My dear, I grant impunity to them too." "Your Majesty, if only we, the deer of the royal garden, are granted impunity, what will all the others do?" "My dear, I grant them impunity too." "Your Majesty, it will not be fair to grant impunity to the deer only. what will other animals do? My dear, I grant them impunity too. Your Majesty, it will not be fair to grant impunity to animals and birds only. What will other animals do? My dear, I grant them impunity too. Thus, the golden deer obliged the king into granting impunity to all the beasts. Therefore, after passing a few days in the royal garden, the golden deer went back to the forest with all his fellow deer and lived happily ever after. Thank you.